assassin bands or perhaps those fighter bands that can just dive to the back line and deal some damage. But for Na'Vi, there's one band that they're overlooking.
Your
I feel like
team
right
is
now,
banning.
it is that SS, all right? If you do really want to dive into that back line, full-on one-dimensional draft, get that SS out of the way. That is a huge hurdle for you if you don't get it out of the way. Again, you are not just going up against a Clint and a Forza. There's still 2 more picks that SS can come through, and the glue is super sustainable already. With the help of the SS, it is going to make it really hard.
I see where you're coming from here, Mirko, and I think I'm buying into that idea. Estes is going to be a huge problem for Na'Vi unless they have like a very clear answer, or at the very least an early game, which seems pretty much non-existent at this point when you have Phobias and as well as the Esmeralda.
Their choice is now for Na'Vi. Maybe they go for a mid lane, for a roam Ruby. So
Your
that,
team
there's
is
this,
picking.
man. Great call. There's the Ruby can make it so that you have at least a way to trigger that ultimate from the Phobias, right? Or maybe they want to go for this Matilda as the roamer, get a Lu Yi. Again, the Lu Yi with a duality passive that can also trigger the demonic force. The only problem I have with that is that Na'Vi will just really back on magic damage. They have to just really solve it.
Team is picking.
Very nice Hylas pick. Okay, for the roam. For Na'Vi, my guess is this could be a Yisenshin Lu Yi.
Yisenshin Loyi. I'm thinking more like Roger Loyi.
Yeah?
That is that's a possibility as well.
You're right.
This one's tough here because if Na'Vi does decide to go for it, it's very highly executional and so dependent.
That's true.
Yeah, it's so dependent on making sure that, you know, at the very least, Sao finds a good engagement or some.
Oh, they're going for it.
What? You know what? They're going for Farmis instead.
100% win rate. Again, this is a very good pick for the side of Na'Vi. They want to dive. They want something to be able to force these team fights. And just like I said, if you want to beat Malvinas at their own game, you need something like this, especially considering that Malvinas has that glue. Remember the last time? It was Faramis Pride, though. This time, it's Na'Vi picking it up. Malvinas Gaming, what do they need to round it up? I think Roger is a good pick, was a good pick until the Faramis came out. Now, with the Faramis, it is actually going to make it really hard for the Roger. As we all know, it's an all-in type of hero.
Speaking of which, Malvinas Gaming, I think they can actually go for Bane here
Yeah,
if they
Bane.
wanted
Yes,
to.
yes.
And Bane will completely shut out a lot of these engagements coming in from Na'Vi, even though they do have the enablers of Matilda as well as Farmis this time, who does technically disposition people.
I think it's just between the Bane and the Roger, with Bane being the more objective side, Roger on the killing side of things. It is indeed the Bane. My goodness, we're getting more intelligent as days go by.
Look, it's just osmosis here. The more that we're the more
Osmosis?
dumber we're here, the more dumber we are here on the table, the more knowledge we're going to be absorbing in, and that's what we're hoping for. That's the idea, my guys. But don't worry about it. This game, for all the marbles, the pressure and stakes are extremely high for Na'Vi and Malvinas Gaming. It's going to come down to execution here for Na'Vi as Malvinas Gaming have a draft which plays for itself.
This is going to be very interesting to see. Ladies and gentlemen, Malvinas and Na'Vi with 2 good drafts, I feel. But I honestly, this game, I've said it before, 2 games in a row, I like Malvinas. This time, I'm going to have to side with Na'Vi. I feel like that Faramis was just very, very intelligent. They drafted themselves up into a corner with those 2 side lanes, but I think they rounded up pretty well. You know, they finished it up. They ended it off really well with the Faramis and the Yisenshin to add a little bit more dimensions into their drafts.
The main weakness of Na'Vi is that they're magic-based. Only the Yisenshin deals the physical damage in the physical damage department. This means that both Hylas as well as this glue will play an instrumental role for Malvinas when it comes to just itemizing up. I mean, Radiant Armor is going to be there for sure, as well as the Oracle. Now, Steffi actually on this Hylas just trying to invade already, and my god, did they stop the Yisenshin from farming.
Yep, I mean, that's what happened. Someone wanted to give Esmeralda at least a little bit of an advantage here. A defender coming in to make sure they punish this potentially, but with the Wanderers on the other side of the map, Steffi, no. Steffi's not going to go down here, right? Steffi should be fine. He still has Flicker. He's all good. Quinn shows up and they back away.
Gotta say, though, that is a Chad move by Steffi. He just went into the jungle and zoned Sunset Lover away. And actually, even though he is taken very low, he's forced to back away. It actually gives Bane a little bit more room to get that lead and to snowball in the first few minutes.
Yeah. All about just who gets ahead when it comes to both Bane as well as the Yisenshin. they're completely unique heroes, right? There's really not much when it comes to like the similarities between both junglers, but they are both objective based. Very strong when it comes to neutral objectives and very strong when it comes to sieging. The only advantage for Yisun is that he has vision.
But speaking of which, speaking of that vision, Samu as well as Nagib also trading very heavily on this mid side so far, but Lil as well as Adrian, this might be bad as Lil is in a lot of trouble. The deadly catch going to show him off, and this is going to be a guaranteed kill here coming in. And you know, Quinn giving it over to Adrian, very nicely done. First blood by Razor going over to Malvinas Gaming.
Really good rotations by Malvinas Gaming, noticing that again, bottom side has that lead, got that level 4 instantly. Let's just go towards there, you know, using the deadly catch is going to be an easy kill. And again, the Phobius we really can't do anything until he gets that level 4.
Team fight composition-wise, this double quote-unquote fighter setup, at least for double tag setup for Navi in the side lanes, is great. But when it comes to lane matchup, I don't want to be the Phobius in this situation, specifically because there's a lot of poke from the Clint.
Here comes Singh. He's going to go into the split poke. He ends up dying just in time as Nagib has naturally countered that glue perfectly, but they do lose Esmeralda in the process. The catch has already come out as Nagib is going to be dropping down his ult to put as much damage on towards the board. Sunset Lover, he manages to take the turtle just in time. Nagib sacrifices his life for the greater good, and you can see that Lil in the middle of this fight with Steffi so far. Sawo bails him out of that situation as Harley is going to clear up top side.
Hey, Faramis Pride though. That was really good by the Faramis earlier on, but again, I feel like even though they got the turtle, it was still worth it for Malvinas Gaming. They were able to get a lot of that damage done, and actually, they got the really good trade. I think it was a 3-for-1 just now. Now, let's take a look at the items. For the 300 goldie that Malvinas has taken away, what can they do?
They can tank up, that's for sure. What they need to do now is to just wait for this Bane almost all the time. And the way that they can make the space for the Clint is to make their mid-lane trio stronger.
Yep, speaking of stronger here, Queen already be dropping down. It's going to be the Mountain Shocker, which opens things up, giving the vision. Sawo sacrifices life more higher here as Nagib is going to be dropping down his ult, but it's going to enable the rest. Adrian is in some trouble. Don't dash, my guy. If not, it's going to be the demonic force that has already crippled Quinn. Can he get for a little bit more? They could go for this dive, but it's so far 3v2. Sunset Lover and Lil will walk away.
Again, very, very intelligent by Malvinas Gaming, and especially by Adrian knowing the limits. Again, he lived with 1 HP. This kid is insane mechanically. You can see honestly, what is it called? The instinct from this guy? He doesn't even calculate these fights. He goes in, he thinks it's a good idea, and he just does it, right? That is the crazy moments that happens in these games. Now, we'll break it down.
Instant replay for sure. The Body Shower providing the vision allows Nagib as well as Sawa to dive through. And that Bane kill is so important for the set of for Navi. And they eventually will lose their Faramis, and Agent is able to just run away scot-free. But one thing that they did get from that is map control. That little opening for Navi allowed them to take down some of the outer turret energy shields in the bottom lane. However, Malvinas, with, I would say, the cleaner executions, will get the gold advantage.
Sunset Lover getting some good damage onto Adrian so far, but while we were in that replay, we did see that Lil actually dying overextending here with the rest of Navi as they wanted to pressure up that gold shield down on bottom side. Now the turtle is going to be contested for as Steffi is in the middle of everybody. Feathered Airstrike going to try and cover him. Here comes the Demonic Force. Glorious Pathway is put down to give him a little bit more time as Sawo comes in straight away to enable Lil to get on top of the right targets here. Can he get on top of Quinn? Still no. The charge runs out just in time as they have zoned them out from the turtle as it has been slain by Natus Vincere, brought to you by the STB.
Not just about the kills at that point. I think they just wanted to go for the turtle kill, honestly. Because you see them not really totally commit to that. The moment that Sawo jumped with the circling eagle, he just backed down when using the flicker. They allowed Lil to kind of zone out the members of Malvinas. It's just, you know, smokes and mirrors, as they say, for the kill onto the turtle.
Again, for the side of Malvinas Gaming right now, they need to know that a lot of these neutral objectives can't be contested just because of the Faramis alone. Just by Faramis being there, right? He's going to pop the altar and you can't do anything. You want to commit onto those fights? No, you're not. You don't want to do that. So what do you need to do? If the objective is on the top side, Natus Vincere, they want to go for it. So we just go for the trades on the other side of the map. I think it's better for the composition either way, right? With Farsa and the Clint scaling up, it's going to be great. And now let's take a look at the items.
Yep, it's Molten Essence, the casual Molten Essence from Sing. gonna be completing the dominant size, which is perfect against the sustain of Navi. You want that for sure. And for Harley, they already have the Cloud of Destiny along these mages, so yeah, I'm gonna have to just wait for maybe 2 more minutes before another fight breaks out. Unless, of course, there will be a push in the bottom lane, which very unlikely, as Sunset Lovers versus Lil will be able to clear this wave for sure.
Oh, look at that. Deadly Catch already out to potentially summon something or at least prevent a dive down on bot side to get that first tower here. But so far, both are just pushing and pulling, looking for positions on each other. That was a very, very tense moment for both Navi and Malvinas Gaming.
Huge. That was a huge moment right there, all right? Just a little poke like that can make a huge difference, especially considering that, again, Navi wants to be playing for these objectives that is coming up in 10 seconds. They need to start poking in. They need to start denting this huge threat in Malvinas Gaming. If not, again, like I said, it is just going to be an all-out fight, but Navi, they've chosen to go bot side.
Here comes the Circling Eagle to get onto Adrian. They dive in straight away. Demonic Force happens once, but can they get it a second time? No, they don't find it. Wrong target, Lil. He goes down. Nagib is the next to fall, and even though he drops all, it's not in time to get Lil back up to get into that fight. Oh, that's so unfortunate here. Good punish coming in from either side, but notice on top, they're already getting an initial push.
As I said, guys, Navi, what they want to do is use the Feramis to control neutral objectives. What they don't want is to go in like that. It's not good whatsoever. Remember, Malvinas Gaming, their composition is really good on that disengage. With Deadly Catch, you dive in, you're going to get bursted down, all right? That is not good at all. And Navi, they need to start getting disciplined here, all right? The win condition is not by going for the fights under the turret. That altar becomes completely useless in that way.
Yeah, you understand. They have the they know that they are tanky, but not under the turret. They were so focused into taking down Adrian, and even though they were able to get the kill to Adrian, they traded for 2.
Here comes Sawa once again engaging on towards Harley's side. Demonic Force is going to force him out. He's going to go straight on top of him. Can he secure the kill? Does he have Asterisk? I know, not in time. Steffi gets on top of him. Good law and order to buy some time, but Sawa saves his life. He makes it out, and there goes Glue, who dies over the Farmist down as Nagib does the job.
Look at Adrian, though. All the while, that Natus Vincere going for the fight at the top side. It is actually still Adrian reading out the positioning really well right here. But Nagib is waiting in that bush. Adrian, he needs to be careful right now. The damage comes through.
Can be pulled back now. It will not be the case. So, Navi, with all due fairness, they were able to get the turtle, a big objective, and this is what Mirko was trying to say. Neutral objectives is the key.
Yes.
I want to say, though, Steffi played that well. He popped the Glorious Pathway and also clipped that Phobius as he jumped. If not for the great guiding wind coming out from Sawo, I'm pretty sure that Lil will be duly punished as he was stunned under the second-tier turret of Malvinas. Wonderful play coming out from Steffi, but even better, the guiding wind coming out from Sawo.
Yep, they're just shutting down things as well as Lil. Both sides taking a lot of damage, and you know they have some great counterplay. But Quinn is getting stronger and stronger. Those Deadly Catches, the more effective. Wait, hold on. Steppe is going to try and zone them out to actually trade that top tier 1 for bottom tier 1. Both sides not giving each other an inch.
It's really good. It's really, really good right now. Again, Natus Vincere, they noticed that they were making a mistake by not going for the turtles, by not going for the control onto the neutral objective. But now you can see it's like night and day, man. It's night and day. When they play onto neutral grounds, they will get every single team fights. And MVG, they're forced to go for these team fights as well because that is their play style. And I really like it right now with the Mountain Shocker just giving out so much poke. Now, let's take a look at the items once again. Harley has started to scale. That Lightning Truncheon and the Clock of Destiny that has been stacking up. It is going to be really good, especially considering that Adrian is also on the way to that Thunder's Belt.
And I'm really just so happy to see that it's pretty even across the map. I mean, there's a little bit of gold lead for Navi, but it's almost all the same. And even the junglers, as you're seeing, they went in for the same set of items as their first 2 items. Like the War Axe into the Blade of Despair means that they really just want to deal the damage against heroes when it comes to the poke, but most importantly, focus on taking those objectives. And so far, Navi has been pretty good at taking these turtles, 3 turtles to 0.
They've been doing a really good job overall, but now Malvinas Game wants to go for bigger fish. They want to get the Lord this time around, but every single time you see the Mountain Chakra, they start backing away, and they keep recently purchasing the Glaive. It's going to be tough, especially for Singh, who's been punished by Nagib multiple times at this point.
It's just not possible for Malvinas Gaming to go for these neutral objectives. What they need to do at this point is either look for a pick first before they go into that neutral objective fight, or they just completely ignore it and go for the turrets, go for the objectives. Because again, in these situations, or maybe they can just catch the game before it even starts.
Oh, Lord takes him out, but there goes Steffi. They trade 1-for-1 so far as Sawo goes in on towards Quinn's side, but Lil can't get onto the fight just yet. It's not looking good so far, and Nagib continuing to be an absolute nuisance for the time being, but here it comes. Sinky's back. Nagib is already in shreds down. Oh, the split slid. Lord has been slain by Malvinas Gaming, but Defender is looking to punish anybody as he goes in for the flank. Falling Starmoon gets on top of Queen, and it's not looking good so far. Sawo is going to ensure that the chase will continue. Sunset Lover doesn't want to go any further than this. Is Harley. He's going to get out of the wings by wings, but the Astra's Eye is going to take him outside of the map.
That was beautiful by Malvinas at first, but Na'Vi finishes it off with a banger of a fight, man. They played it perfectly, even though it was Nagib picked off, right? Nagib was picked up, but the members of Na'Vi, they know how to play it, and they're gonna go in again.
Yep, on top of Adrian so far, it's gonna be the glorious pathway that gives him that space, but Defender is so strong right now. But where is Farmers? Where is Nagib? Can he get on top of Sing? No, it really does not matter. He's already given up his life, and now he can only do it a little too late. The timing of his death, a little too much. But with Lord pushing, Na'Vi has to back away, deal with the situation.
Such a close game. Imagine this. Na'Vi committing the mistake, just really jumping in front of Malvinas. Malvinas punishing them for it. Eventually gets the Lord. And then Na'Vi, because Nagib, because of his passive, already was up already. Even after the death, they were able to just pull it through. I mean, obviously, Malvinas still takes out the Lord because of the Farsa, but he still recovered. And Sing, knowing that there's no Pyramus in here, will try to go for the play, but really punished by Na'Vi.
He's sacrificing his life. He wants Malvinas to finally start closing up this gold gap here in the mid-tier 1. And maybe even the purple. Is he going to get the purple? Yep, he gets the purple as well as the next tier 2 on top side.
This is why I'm saying it's very crucial to just let Nagib live. Nagib needs to live through all of the team fights, right? He needs, not live, but they need to pick these fights really, really well. Because without that altar, especially when it's misplaced like that in that mid lane, basically, that altar is useless. Again, they ulted inside of turret range. You're just going to be constantly dying over and over. You don't have that much time to deal damage. You don't have that much time to look for more. Because again, the enemy is already at their territory. What you need to do is force Malvinas out of their base. In that moment, you will get these literal good fights. Easy fights for you. But if not, Malvinas, again and again, you get Nagib, you get the game. They become so confident when Nagib dies.
Exactly. Malvinas, now it is time for them to group up for sure. They already have the items, they already have the openings, maybe utilize their glue now, but it makes it so, I mean, the farm just makes it so difficult for Sing to play. And even the team that utilized this farmings against the glue was ONIC Philippines, was able to talk to Marky, and the real goal is to not really just about the damage you get from the glue. The threat of always having to be a kill threat against the glue, that's really the goal of having the fire miss.
Speaking of which, Steffi trying to punish here, but you can see that Na'Vi is going to be walking towards that jump. Could they potentially catch off Steffi? Here we go. This engagement is about to begin. Your defender comes in with falling Starmoon catching on to 2. Adrian is going to get bailed out of here. Feathered airstrike to draw the line on the side with the deadly catch to disengage completely. Sing holding on to his ult for as long as possible, knowing that Nagib is zoning him out. It's a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Double cursed helmet coming out from Malvinas Gaming. This is perfect against HP-based heroes. As you can see, that's the tanks and out from Na'Vi. Yet to see Radiant Armor picks up on Malvinas Gaming, but they do have Dominance Ice. They are going to go for double Dominance Ice build, but both Sing as well as Steffi, this is going to be crucial against the sustained composition of Na'Vi. But for Na'Vi, when it comes to the items, they have damage penetration, the Divine Glaive as well as the Genius 1 damage from Nagib. That's going to be scary. That is going to be scary. There's going to be a ton of magic damage that can come out from this hero. And then he also amplifies the damage output eventually of both Esmeralda and the Phoveus.
Man, can we talk about the tension real quick, man? This is crazy already. Remember, 15 minutes in, very close game. And this is for all the marbles. Whoever loses here, they're going to go home. They're out of the tournament. You can see the pressure. And you can see how hesitant they are even into clashing on these team fights. This is very uncharacteristic of MDG, but this is what they need to do. They can't go in for these crazy fights anymore. As long as Faramis still lives, they need to stay consistent, disciplined, waiting for that moment. And honestly, they need to go for that prolonged fight, baiting out that altar. Once you get that altar out of the way, back away, and look for a re-engage when it comes in. Right now, though, this is not what they want to go for because the damage coming from that Yi Sun-shin is huge. It is a full item game at this point, and you do not want to be tanking, soaking all that damage before the Lord even starts to happen.
Half HP Lord.
Here it goes. They're going to start the engaging. Adrian's going to get attacked by the demonic force here as the airlines is going to send him all the way to the back. But here comes the glorious pathway to try and slow down this engagement. And they find it. They get paid. Deadly Catch is already out, and they drop down the altar, but they're moving away. It's going to be the demonic force that makes all the difference here as the backline is now gone. It is 3-0 in favor of Na'Vi here. Sao is bringing in the airplanes to the docks.
Na'Vi, with this, they might have just done it here, guys. This is going to be the one straight push, perhaps. Let's see if the two members can defend. Let's take a look at the base that's getting sieged down, and that ultimate.
Oh no, I think it's over here. Harley's in trouble. He goes down as Defender, and Lil finally find the space, and the enablers have done it. Adrian, he's gone. GG, well played as Na'Vi moves on to the next round.
Man, I said it about their drafts. I like it. From that Faramis pick, they rounded off. They ended off strong. Oh man, that was overlooked for sure. No one expected the Faramis to come and